Now, sometimes when you create an animation, you get everything set up perfect, your keyframes are exactly the way you want them. A lot of times you might need to lengthen or shorten the entire animation. Well, there's actually a great fix for that using something called roving keyframes. That's what we're going to look at in this movie. So I created this animation here of a wedding ring going down the toilet. But you'll notice that the toilet flushes a little before the wedding ring gets started. It'd be really simple if I could just move all these keyframes over, which I can do by just clicking and dragging a marquee around them and just moving them around. But that's actually not what I want to do. I want to keep the keyframes at their relative distance from each other, but just make this happen over more frames. So the way that we're going to fix this is by clicking and dragging a marquee around the inside keyframes. So note that this trick doesn't work with just a couple keyframes. You need a group like this so you can select the keyframes in between the first and last ones. Once they're selected, right-click on them and select Rove Across Time. Now, once they become roving keyframes, you won't want to access the individual keyframes, but you don't have to. What I can do is click and drag, because I want this to start when the toilet starts flushing. And so I'm going to click this first keyframe and drag this over to the left. And notice how all the keyframes, they don't drag over, they extend proportionately. So now the keyframes still keep their relative distance from each other, as you can see on the motion path, but they also take longer to go to the same place. Hit the home key and let's preview this animation and see what our final results look like. Take just a couple seconds there, and there we have it. The ring starts going at the same time the old toilet does. And now if you want to have these keyframes stop roving, just click and drag a marquee around them again, right click, and then deselect Rove Across Time, and they turn back into regular keyframes.